Hello kids, today we'll be looking at the concluding part of the topic, distribution of goods and services. In our last class, we looked at the reasons why goods are distributed, and we said goods can be distributed in two ways, either by importation or by exportation. So today we're looking at how goods can be distributed, how goods are distributed, that is how we can distribute goods. Now before we do that, let's quickly look at the levels of distribution, okay? Now, there are three levels of distribution. Now, the first level there is the zero levels, which is a direct distribution. It has to do with the manufacturer straight down to the consumer. Okay, that's to the customers. While the second level is the one level distribution, which is from the manufacturer to the retailer and then to the customers. Now we have the third level distribution, which is the two levels distribution, which is from the manufacturer to the wholesaler to the retailer and then to the customer. Okay, so now what are the different ways we can distribute food? The first one is from farms to the market. From farms to the market. As a farmer, I can decide to move my harvest straight to the market and sell directly to the customers, okay, or to the consumers, okay. So from farm to the market is one of the ways we can distribute our goods, okay. As a farmer, like I said earlier on, I can decide to move my harvested crops down to the market to sell them directly to the customers, okay. All right, now the next way we can distribute goods is from cities to villages, okay, from cities to villages. As you can see in the picture, this is a village. Now these are goods moved down to the villages now, because those in the village cannot really access all these goods, and so we need to distribute them. We need to move it down to the village, okay. Another way we can distribute goods is from cities, from one part of the country to another part. For example, we have the east to west, south to north. Those in the north, they bring down tomatoes, onions down to the south, okay, because there are some crops we cannot grow here, okay, so we can move goods from one part of the country to another. Another way we can distribute goods is from countries to countries, okay, from one country to another. Can move goods from one country to another. This is where importation and exportation comes in. In our previous class, we looked at the different goods that can be that are imported into our countries. I also looked at some goods that we also export to other countries. Now let's look at the distributors of goods. Now we have different distributors of goods, okay. Now we have the wholesalers and the retailers, okay. Now the wholesalers, they buy directly from the distributors, okay. They buy from the distributors or the manufacturers, okay, and they move and sell down to the retailers, okay. We, the consumers or the customers, we buy now from the retailers, okay. The wholesalers, they sell in bulk, okay, because they buy directly from the manufacturers or the producers, okay. So they sell in bulk, they sell down to the retailers, okay. The retailers are those petty traders, okay. They sell in small quantity. Now the consumers now buy from the retailers, okay. Now some consumers can also buy directly from the wholesalers. It depends on what goods we are trying to get, okay. So now the retailers, they sell directly to the consumers or to the customers, okay. Now, and they sell in smaller quantity, unlike the wholesalers who sells, in large quantity in bulk. Now the consumers, they are the end receivers, okay, of each goods, okay. They are the end receivers of each goods. They buy from the retailers or either from the wholesalers. Now every distributor always puts the interest of the consumers in check, okay. They put in check. Now let's look at the problems of distribution of goods and services. Now what are some of the problems of distribution of goods and services? What are the challenges we face when distributing goods and services? Now the first problem here is hoarding. The first problem here is hoarding. Now some traders keep away goods, that they hide goods that should be sold to others so that they can sell at higher prices when the goods become scarce. Okay, so hoarding is like hiding goods for some time So when these goods become scarce, they bring it out and start selling in higher prices, okay? In higher prices. Now, another problem we face in distributing goods is transportation of goods, okay? Now, transportation from rural areas to the cities are difficult because of bad roads, okay? Because of bad roads, and vehicles are damaged easily through that process, okay? And this can increase the prices of some goods, and also the cost of transportation is very, very high, okay? So moving goods from one place to the other becomes very difficult, and this can also affect the cost of the goods, the price of some goods, okay? Instead of you to get it for like 100 naira, it will be inflated and you have to get it for like 8,000 naira. And now another problem of distribution of goods is corruption, okay? Corruption. Some goods meant for some areas are diverted to other places, okay, by some distributors for their personal gains. For example, we have our crude oil. They hold this oil. When they become scarce, they bring it out and they start selling. And sometimes they keep these things for their own personal use, okay? I hope you enjoy the class.